coffee mug steaming. Good morning, gamers. I am back for episode 3 of Secret Files. I have really enjoyed this game. It's been fun. That's about it. I shouldn't dawdle. It's out for coffee last time. That was water. Alright. Brad, no Discord? Okay. Enter data, red underline. After clicking, okay, so basically we're dealing with it looks like a pot, but it's really a womb made of dirt. It's a urn, it's a clay urn. The inside, womb tissue in it, and the womb tissue has cancer. And when they first found it, there was a baby inside. But then when they took the baby out, it like mutated and killed everybody. And then they killed it. These lab reports here and here say that when they put tissue into the urn, the tissue it gets cancer. Alright. Oh great. Sorry for taking so long. I'm just reading. Really love this SCP stuff, you know. So that one was basically cherry blossom trees, but their petals are like super hard and sharp, so they're like swords, you know. Okay, so this is a famous magic vending machine. Not the coffee machine, it's a vending machine, but it's kind of the same. You put something in and it just gives it to you. Even if it's not real, like Dragon Twist Pepsi or Dark Side Cola. Or freaking lemon clams. Alright. Oh, Discord, no way. Zoe, it's 5 minutes to 4. Just about ready. Again, you're not coming. Nah. Don't suit me. Alright, fine, do that way. Don't butt in. You've been here for 3 days. Hi, Carl. Hi, Stuart. Attend the monthly lecture. Someone famous. SCP. Dr. Trevor. I don't want to say. Actually, you know, let's say okay, let's go, because this sounds mandatory. I'll send you the link. Oh boy. Who is Dr. Trevor? Antiemetics. What? Okay. Daniel Trevor. Daniel and Dragon. Darn, no memes. Yeah, I already made that joke. I know I already made that joke. Shut up. Oh, you're kidding. No, the recording's all sideways. There we go. I moved it back.
There are many stories in this world. Some are read widely all over the world. Some are hidden in dust and known only by a handful of people. Today I'm going to tell you a story no one else has heard before.
No.
A real story of mystery and wonder and adventure. And then you too will become the guardian of this story. The story takes place in a world of long ago. The hero of our story is a little boy. His name is Daniel.
I don't like where this is going, guys. uh, don't do it.
One day, out of nowhere, Daniel got a serious case of chickenpox. It made him look like a strawberry.
Oof,
To
I've
make
never
sure
had
he
chicken
didn't
pox.
spread it to others, Mrs. Page, the principal, had him isolate in an attic.
In an
And
attic of
so,
the school?
in the attic he lived, all on his own.
Bruh. I
Mr.
thought my
Daniel,
quarantine was rough.
while up here in this attic, you'll have plenty of time to practice your penny whistle.
What does that mean?
I hope you practice well and prepare for next month's art festival.
But Mrs. Page, the melody is so difficult.
Don't give up, boy. You don't give up before you fight.
That's an
Daniel was reluctant at first, but he trusted Mrs. Page, and he knew he should listen. And so he practiced the penny whistle.
Is that like a recorder? Oh, yo, we're gonna play penny whistle. Oh, you're kidding. ASDF space. I suck at typing, guys. Yo, new Friday Night Funkin' update. 210 is
Suddenly, he
Not
heard some
horrible.
strange noises in the corner of the attic.
Pia, pia.
Huh? Who's there?
Daniel decided to go over and take a look.
Well, like I said, art style is different every chapter. Look at this. It's like a painting now. Do I have to navigate? Oh, wow. Yeah, look at this. Look at this shaded area. It looks so, like, weird. Like the outline isn't green.
It was a mousetrap,
Oh
and there
no!
was a red origami paper dragon inside of it.
They got him. They got him.
Daniel carefully removed it. It was marvelous
Oh, the mousetrap
and
doesn't
beautiful.
snap back.
The only problem was part of its wing was damaged.
Little tape.
But
It'll be fine.
Daniel found a way to repair it.
Yeah, I hate mousetraps. They're like... They're crazy. Oh, you're kidding. I have to actually choose an item. Oh, my items are a stapler, thumbtacks, or a pencil. Well, gotta actually stapler. Stapler's best bet.
Mm-mm.
How do you do it?
Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Daniel, you're not helping.
Mm-mm.
Help me. Don't think I'm gonna get stuck here. If I get stuck here, I don't deserve you. Oh. How was I supposed to know that only the plus sign does anything?
Daniel held the repaired paper dragon high up in the air, imagining that it soared over all the world below. He played and played with the paper dragon.
Wee! Woo! Dragon! Soar!
In the warm afternoon sun, Daniel had to fight his eyelids just to keep them open.
Honestly, a great feeling though. He
Is
doesn't
it?
even look like
Could
a
it
strawberry.
be? Or is this all just a dream?
It's real, Daniel.
The next day,
It's so
with
real.
boredom and loneliness weighing him down, he began to fiddle with the old radio.
Our town is located in the plains, where earthquakes are not particularly common. Although there are 17 fault zones around us,
What?
they are all inactive.
How? How do you have 17? Actually, it's probably not important.
A
for the
scrunched
plot.
up ball of paper rolled over to his feet.
Where did this paper ball come from?
Just as Daniel went to pick it up, the ball suddenly came to life, and it rolled away. Daniel chased after it.
Oh, what? Oh, I'm back in the game. No. Oh, come back here. Well, sorry if this is really laggy for you. My recording software, it's OBS. It doesn't suck that much, but if I try and record anything
Just as he
longer
was
than, like,
about to seize the rolling paper ball, suddenly, terrible sparks erupted from it.
Whoa. Things just got real.
Before his very eyes, the paper ball began to grow, bigger and bigger. At that moment, a red figure suddenly appeared.
No way.
The red figure quickly subdued the paper ball and threw it into a cardboard box. Daniel studied the red figure carefully.
Like I was saying, my recording software, if I try and record anything longer than like freaking 10 minutes, it breaks if I don't have it at really low quality and frame rate.
It had a sticker on its fluttering wing. It was the paper dragon.
No way.
I wasn't dreaming. Thank you for saving me.
Daniel was grateful and very happy. He walked closer to the paper dragon, but the paper dragon seemed timid and afraid and backed away.
Let it smell your
Just
hand.
then, Daniel had an idea.
Oh no, am I gonna have to play flute for it?
He took out his penny whistle and slowly played
Penny
a
whistle?
tune.
No.
You stupid! You stupid! You stupid!
I'm really good at this in case you can't tell.
The paper dragon enjoyed the sound very much. It began to move along with the rhythm, flipping up and down in the air. Soon the two were playing and dancing, just like old friends.
Seriously, is this in the school? Or is this in like his house?
The paper dragon traced out a beautiful arc in the air, communicating with Daniel in a unique way.
Huh.
My cherished friend, after many long years, we finally meet again. Tell me, how has your family been? A great thank you for playing that music for me. You know how I love the beautiful rhythm of that instrument.
Hey,
But we are to take precautions, as the room is not stable. Do you still remember how the room works?
this might actually
You're
be,
welcome to visit anytime.
this might actually not be as bad as I thought it
The
was.
piece of paper then changed back into the shape of a paper dragon and flew into the cardboard box.
Come
The
on.
box closed shut, and a calm silence was
Come on,
restored to
Daniel.
the
You know what
attic.
needs to happen now. You know what needs to happen now.
Daniel rushed to find a watercolor pen and marked the box with excitement in his fingertips.
Here. Dragons. Let's go.
Over the next few days, the paper dragon came out often to play with Daniel. During this time, Daniel introduced many of his friends to the paper dragon.
Good.
My cat's name is Mrs. Carter.
Mine's his Catman.
Ever
Dude.
since I secretly fed her some fish for dinner, we've been good friends.
That's also similar to Catmandu's origin story.
What the
Cats
dog
do.
doing?
This is Jessica's pet.
Ah.
He doesn't like Rainy Day or Mrs. Carter.
Yeah.
Only smoked sausages for his taste.
Your dog's pickier than mine. Mine will eat anything.
And now, we are friends too. My name is Daniel. What's your name?
The paper dragon flapped its wings, as if it didn't understand him.
Bruh.
Well, since you like the sound of the penny whistle so much, why don't I just call you Penny? I'll keep practicing to make it sound better.
Daniel and Penny then played baseball together in the
How
attic.
do you play
Let's
baseball
play cat.
without, like, obliterating Penny? I'm sorry, Penny. I'm sorry if I crush you like a little fly. Wow, good catch. Let's see if you can save this window. The heck? Coming back? Yeah, that's good. Alright, watch this bank shot. I was supposed to hit the desk and like
But just as
bounce
they
up
were in
through
the middle
window.
of enjoying themselves, a violent shaking suddenly rose from the ground.
Is this the 17 fault lines?
The stubborn earthquake is back at it, folks, and it seems even stronger than last time.
At this moment, the box suddenly shot open, and thick clouds of smoke billowed out,
Oh no.
followed by several paper balls. Penny attacked the paper balls without a moment's hesitation and promptly threw them back into the box. Penny then flew around in front of Daniel and rushed right back into the box. As the box closed, the earthquake stopped. Facing a friend's farewell without a formal goodbye, Daniel felt confused and lost.
Oh,
He
music
moved
change.
the box to the center of the attic. Facing it, he practiced his penny whistle day in and day out.
Come on.
As the days
Fire,
went by,
scales.
Daniel's
Let's go.
playing became smoother.
I never liked scales. Too boring for me. That's why I do fiddle music.
One day,
It doesn't matter if
the
you
box
sound
suddenly began to move.
Huh?
1, 2, 3, 4. This time there were 4 paper dragons.
bad. Yo, name them Nickel Diamond Quarter.
But they weren't alone. Enemies began to jump out of the box too.
Earthquake! Another earthquake! This time it's reached a magnitude of 5.8!
In that small attic, the 4 paper dragons fought fiercely against the paper balls. This time, the paper balls used new tactics. They clumped together into a single monstrous ball of paper. It began to shoot strong bursts of electric sparks at the paper dragons as they flew through the air. As they were hit, the paper dragons fell from the air, one after the other. Seeing the injured paper dragons, Daniel felt very distressed and anxious.
Come on, Daniel, you're strong. You're made of like meat and stuff.
Just then, one of the paper dragons painfully started to fly and gathered the remainder of its power. The paper dragon transformed into a great beam of light and dove straight down to pierce through the monstrous paper ball. And then came another paper dragon. The monstrous paper ball was blasted to bits, exploding into smaller paper balls. Trembling, they struggled to escape back into the box. The sacrificed paper dragons were reduced to swirling shreds of paper, and a silence pervaded. Peace and tranquility were restored once again to the attic. Daniel saw the remaining 2 paper dragons lying on the floor, badly wounded. He rushed to grab some stickers and treated them at once.
Where are the stickers? Oh, wow.
Suddenly, countless paper dragons began to gush from the box. The 2 wounded paper dragons were
Oh,
repaired
wait, no, that's not
and
Penny.
began to fly.
Because it doesn't have
Like
the
2
sticker.
colored threads, they merged with the other dragons, flying in unison. The dragons moved like a tide, flying freely through the attic. Daniel eagerly took out his penny whistle. He showed all his paper dragon friends the results of his hard
Oh
work
no,
and
come on.
practice.
Guys, not now. Don't let me ruin this moment. No! Messed up on the second to last one, guys. The second to last one!
In the sweet melody of his playing, Daniel felt himself enter into the world of dragons.
Yes. Aw. That's cute. Wow. I wonder, is Daniel made of paper in this world?
The paper dragons merged into a long letter and floated down towards Daniel to tell their story.
After the last war, the fantasy world enjoyed a long spell of peace and stability. But now, the giants have returned. They have launched ferocious attacks, trying to invade your world through the room. We are prepared to launch the final defense. Then we will have to destroy your room.
No.
For it is the last remaining entryway into your world. Please believe this farewell will only be temporary. We will not be apart forever, and we will never forget our eternal mission of protecting you.
Oh, come on.
At that moment, the paper dragons flew back into the box. Daniel still couldn't fully understand what the paper dragons had meant, but he had a vague feeling in his heart that he may never see his new friends again.
Don't believe that.
A few days later, Daniel's chickenpox had fully recovered. He could
How
now
does he
play
look
the
without
penny
his
whistle
chickenpox?
very, very well. But the paper dragons never returned.
Legos. H die? Alright. This ball. Blue, red. I don't need to zip it up? Okay.
Maybe it was time to leave and move on.
Maybe.
Earthquake warning! Magnitude 6.2! A massive earthquake is hitting our town! All townspeople, please leave your houses immediately and move to safe open spaces!
Does homeboy live in, like, freaking
Just
California?
then, countless paper dragons shot from the cardboard box. However, it seemed like they were under attack, spinning and falling through the air in confusion.
What's happening?
Daniel quickly grabbed the stickers out from his
Doesn't
bag.
look that
He did
different,
his
though.
best to heal the injured paper dragons.
Paper ball boss fight? Oh shoot, wait. Oh. Oh, they're like dying. Man's cracked at origami, bro. I couldn't even fold one of these things, and he just did like 4 in a row, now 5. No!
But the paper balls swarmed together and pushed Daniel away, subduing him firmly in the corner. He couldn't move. Suddenly, ominous clouds rose from the box, and a violent lightning flashed through the room. The figure of a giant slowly emerged from the thick clouds, and the entire attic became overwhelmed with its evil aura.
The earthquake is growing stronger, now with a magnitude of 7.1! Heaven almighty, are we doomed?
The giant unleashed its power maniacally. The paper dragon struggled against it, with no means of fighting back.
Come on, Daniel. Gotta throw
At this
hands at the
critical
giant.
moment, 2 paper dragons shined brilliantly. Together, they heroically crashed their bodies into the giant. Daniel thought the giant had been defeated by the paper dragons.
Well, I guess he thought
But
wrong.
soon, he found that things would probably not be so simple. The giant's figure could still be seen in the thick smoke, looking evil and terrible. The attacks of the paper dragons had had no effect, and the giant had only grown stronger. It fought back with a new ferocity. The paper dragons were simply no match for it.
The earthquake is growing stronger still! The greatest disaster this town has seen in over 100 years! My heavens! Will this nightmare ever end?
Oh boy. Oh,
With the
yo,
paper
no way, it's
dragons
Penny.
now all but defeated, Daniel spotted a frail figure in the distance. It was Penny. It flew gently in front of Daniel and affectionately rubbed its head against his fingers, as if this whole crisis had never happened. Daniel felt like Penny was trying to tell him something, but he didn't quite understand what. Penny then left Daniel and soared into the air with a determination in its wings. Suddenly, the other paper dragons seemed to be summoned. They flew through the air, all together in unison, responding to the call without an ounce of hesitation. At that moment, Penny turned into a great red beam and rushed fast towards the giant. The other dragons followed, shining together like a shooting star. At that moment, Daniel seemed to see a real dragon flying.
No!
The huge explosion from the impact drowned out everything else in the attic.
Oh, no, come on.
The attic rained down with countless pieces of paper,
Ugh.
the leftover scraps of the paper dragons. Daniel wanted to collect all of the pieces. He thought he could still fix them.
Swear. What am I missing? Oh no. It's this puzzle again.
Goodbye, my friend.
Oh.
The nightmare is over. The earthquake has stopped. With God's mercy, our town is safe. We thank you, Lord, for your protection.
A few days later, the art festival was held as scheduled. Daniel attended the show with his penny whistle.
Alright, let's see.
And now, Daniel Trevor will perform a penny whistle
Oh, no way.
solo of a song titled Fly With Me.
Oh, you're kidding. I'm gonna have to freaking play. Art style change. Oh. Let's go. The good ending?
And that's how the story ends.
Yeah!
Now, you might be wondering, what happened next? Are there still paper dragons in the world?
Of course.
That's a difficult question to answer. But I believe
There's
that they are
always-
still protecting us
Always
somewhere
paper
in this
dragons,
world,
as long as you
just
do.
like they promised they would, forever,
Yeah,
into eternity.
of course. Let's go. Bruh. Let's see what the boys on Discord. Dragon Soar. For no particular reason, where are they containing them? SCP 1762, Reliquary Research Institute. Okay, at least Dr. Trevor is still the supervising. I'm pretty sure it's like not a very hard file to find. The cardboard boxes remain silent. Ugh. Darn. Wow, e-girl squiggle. What? Come on. Yeah, come on, Gent. What point? What's your point? Why? Cause you're lame. Though the content of my work will never bore me. A few absurd jokes aside, most of the archives is rather fascinating. I have been having hallucinations lately. I feel like someone is calling me, a voice low and uncertain. They seem to be trying to communicate with me, but I cannot understand a single word. I plan on seeing a doctor, but Zoe told me it's typical rookie syndrome and would clear up in a few days. I certainly hope that's the case. I certainly hope you didn't pick up a mimetic infection while browsing the files. Who knows? You might not have enough inoculation. Anyway, fire article this time. I really like Here Be Dragons. It's a great article. The original article is kind of sad, and this one puts a bit more of a hopeful turn on it. Honestly, I was thinking at the beginning, I was thinking it was going to be really sad, and it was a little bit sad. I mean, Penny died, but it was still good. Still not as sad as I was expecting. It actually made me. It's actually a very good story. Anyway, uh, yeah, I'll be seeing all of you later. Be seeing you 2 weeks from now. Bye.